rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Oh, won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Oh, won't you rub your
Welcome to the Powell after party, or kind of as another nothing burger today. But looks like the traditional markets are taking a little bit of a poo-poo. And Bitcoin, you know, if it's anything like the past, could be following suit here. So we'll talk about that today. But, you know, you take a look over here at the S&P 500 futures getting absolutely decimated after Powell's speech, fellas. What's going on, fellas? We had to get a little hype today, fellas, because we got some action on the stream, or we might get some action on the stream. Yeah, we got the S&P shit in the bed. We got the NASDAQ also shit in the bed. So we'll see what happens with that. We also have the dollar shooting up. That looks like it's going to come back up to the top of this range. So we got a shitload of shit going down today, fellas. Hope everyone had a fantastic day. I fell asleep like 3 times during the Powell speech today. It was ridiculous, guys. It was only like 15 minutes. But, like, it was like dead silence in here. I think I really fell asleep. I just can't remember. I don't know if I was dreaming about Powell or if it was actually me watching it. I don't know up to this point. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, we got a little bit of a move up during the Powell speech. It just instantly got sold off. It was basically like, okay, we had 2 candles that came up, but it just instantly got sold off. So there was just no buy pressure coming in right there. You'd have people taking profits at the range high. As they should be, right? So I guess now is the interesting scenario is like, are we going to see the NASDAQ and the S&P continue to puke down? Are they going to break these lows? To looking a little head and shouldersy over here on the S&P. If we take a look at the S&P on the daily, it's looking like your classic head and shoulders, you know? It is, right? You got your left shoulder, your head. We came up, a little bit of a spike up on the NVIDIA hype. Woohoo! NVIDIA! And then boom, right back to the downside. Looking a little head and shouldersy here. So we'll see what happens with the S&P. But typically that doesn't spell good things for Bitcoin. So let's see, man. Let's see. My wank off will works. Nice, Wes. Wes, what are you wanking off, man? You better not be wanking off anything crazy, bro. Hey, don't be telling me what you're wanking off. Unless you're wanking off, I don't know, some Audius or something, bro. You know? Replaced it, literally tried to short, then that candle happened. Sometimes you miss the short, man. It's all good. I shorted Matic today. I shorted Matic, the overvalued L2 that it is. And, yeah, that worked out pretty well. But, yeah, I mean, there was, like, no volatility during the speech. It was kind of pissing me off. I was like, dude, come on, man. Like, where's the volatility? You're getting stocks dumping, Bitcoin just chilling. What the hell is going on today? But yeah, Bitcoin's still just range bound, so not really much to add with Bitcoin. It's like not a lot of price action here so far. Like I said, you did get an initial sell-off. Looks like you're trying to come back up, retest the underside of this little previous range here. Looks like you're finding another little rejection in there. So the key is, if this starts rolling over again, you know, we come and test 25.2 again for the third time. You know, will it hold for the third time? Certainly could, right? And we'll have to find out. But it should be interesting. And as we've been talking about, if things start shitting the fan, which we've talked about as a possibility over the last like 1 or 2 weeks, and we start breaking below 25.2, we have to be looking for a sort of move down lower here. And I've been eyeing this trend line for a, like, this is like the worst case scenario in my opinion, right? If things start shitting the bed, we got this trend line that's held since 2017 like this, and it's marked all the major lows for the Bitcoins. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, if we did get another move down, that's where I'd be looking for like the balls to the wall, major capitulation type of move down to this trend line, where I'd be looking to scoop some up, fellas. You know what I'm saying? Big time there. That would be like the buy. Remember when we hit the 200-week moving average on the initial move down? I said that's the biggest buy that I've ever done on Bitcoin, right? I think that was at like 21K. This would be another one of those, where if we came down and tested this again, that would be another time where I'm like, all right, based off the past, this is an area where I want to be scooping up a shitload of Bitcoin, right? So right here on this trend line, if we get there, once again, that's obviously a big if. If we don't, okay, we're good. Teresa said, short Pepe to 0. Short Pepe to 0. I saw that Pepe has been shit in the bed for sure. But you know, all things have. Psycho Pro said, cope. Come on, Psycho. Come on, Psycho. Let's go, baby. Infinity said, let's see. Wyckoff's still doing its thing, just Jordan, though, because Wyckoff accumulation was more developed than it actually is. Yeah, I mean, you know, like we said, on a lot of these altcoins, and we'll take a look at the altcoin charts coming up in a bit, we were kind of waiting. I mean, we kind of talked about like DOT and NEAR and Solana and AVAX and Cardano. A lot of these top L1s, we were waiting for that like last capitulation down that smacked the lows, got everyone super scared. And then that was like, and then that would be typically where you see Wyckoff. We'll talk about that in a little bit, right? We'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's focus on the corn as much as we can, you know? Corn on the cob. Let's see. Yeah, I agree. A lot of times, guys, like the, you know, like for Pepe, right? Like for Pepe. Let me just bring up Pepe, because I know there's a lot of Pepe shit going on right now. Let's bring up the frog. Let's see. All right, the frog. For the Pepes. Right? Actually, if you look at Pepe here, right? You kind of came back to the sport level, right? So would I, like, unless it's a scalp, which obviously if you're just scalping, like, okay, if you want to take a little bit of a scalp right here, if you're really feeling bearish, sure. But any type of swing, if you're trying to swing short this lower, I don't know about that, right? I mean, because you really came down to this previous low from May, this previous low from June. You actually kind of swung fail that August low, right? And then this is the type of daily candle where if you see this big daily candle where it breaks support and then swing fails it on the close, that's the type of candle that typically marks lows, right? And then like, you know, for all the Elliott wave guys, you got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott wave back down. For all you guys that are into that shit, I know some of you guys are into the Elliott waves. Why is everything named off a guy? You know why? Because the guy wanted clout. So Elliott, whoever Elliott is, he wanted clout for his wave. Same thing with the Bollinger Bands, you know? Whoever Mr. Bollinger is, or if his first name is Bollinger, that's just freaking weird, bro. You know what I mean? That's just freaking weird. But Bollinger, he wanted clout, you know? He wanted some clout too. Who else wanted clout? Wyckoff. I think Wyckoff wanted clout. His last name is probably Wyckoff. If his first name is Wyckoff, oh my god, he got bullied during school. The kids were probably like, haha, look at Wyckoff. Oh, he probably got bullied during school so bad, man. I would not want to be Wyckoff if that was his first name. I don't think that was his first name though. It's Betsy Bollinger. Yeah, Betsy Bollinger. You think Elliott had waves? I don't know if Elliott had waves, man. I don't know if Elliott had waves, but whatever. All right, so we're kind of waiting out on Bitcoin here. Bitcoin is, like I said, we're just kind of holding a range at the moment. Not really too much going on. I think kind of what I'm also kind of looking at here, and you know, we've talked about this a few times for Bitcoin, is once we broke that bull market support band, which typically, like we said, that's sort of the level you want to hold if you're in a healthy uptrend. When you break below that, and we've looked at the times where after the first year of the bear market, you usually blow the bull market support band. But when you get back above, there's only been 3 times in Bitcoin's history, well, actually 4 times in Bitcoin's history, that it's dropped below the bull market support band in the non-1 year bear market phase, right? One of them was here, 2021, where you saw when we broke that right here, it was basically one big capitulation week down, a consolidation, and then a move back higher, right? If you look back in 2019, it was basically here, right? So we got back above, we fell below, and you could see it was like one big week down, and then we had to retrace back to the bull market support band. And then if you go back to, oh, I've got the COVID crash. COVID crash, right? Smack below, one big capitulation down, and then we sort of came back up. And then if you look back also, back in 2015, right, we got back above, we fell below, big capitulation down for a week, and then we get back above. So actually, you can actually go back to over here too, right? 1 week below, boom, back above. So if you notice that all these times we break the bull market support band in Bitcoin's history, you know, it tends to be a quick move. It doesn't tend to like just kind of like settle and kind of just go like significantly lower if it's not initially. So what I kind of am wondering right now is if Bitcoin's going to go lower here, I expect it to be a fast move. I would not think it's going to be one of those crab moves that kind of takes like 6 months to get to where it has to go. I think if it's going to happen, right, if you're going to see a lower move, it's going to be a quick freaking move. It's going to blast our asses. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like Sam Bankman-Fried in jail. You know what I'm saying? The only person that wants to see Jackson's hole, or actually probably doesn't want to see Jackson's hole, is Sam Bankman-Fried in jail, right? His roommate's name is Jackson, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? His roommate's name is literally Jackson, guys. That's probably the only person who didn't want to watch Jackson's hole today. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Jackson's hole, bro. Yeah, but like I said, stocks are, who knows what stocks? Stocks are an interesting point here. You're at a local support, but you kind of got this little head and shoulder structure. NASDAQ, it's the same thing. It's kind of got this little head and shoulder structure. We'll see if it holds this local support, though. Anyways, let's see. SBF is moving coins on the weekend. Yeah, Pepe's getting lambasted right now. Yeah, look at Pepe. But what did we see with Pepe? Pepe, you saw the devs are selling their Pepe. That's the type of thing I think that marks local lows. Is those where everyone gets super scared because like a hack happens or a dev starts selling or something like this. Obviously not with shitcoin, like low cap shit coins. Pepe's in the top 100. Actually, I don't even know if it is anymore. I think it still is. But Pepe's in the top 100. Those are the type of things that usually mark local lows. Where you see like the devs selling their crypto. Everyone starts panicking, right? We'll see, right? Like I said, it's at support. If this breaks, I mean, obviously, you know, on some type of close, not wick, some type of close, obviously, you're looking pretty bleak there. But I think this holds initially, at the very least, right? Oh man, how's everyone feeling today, baby? How's everyone feeling today, baby? Anyways, besides that, other than that, there's not too much else going on today. Like, it seemed like today was going to be like this day where a lot of shit happened. Initially, not a lot of shit happened. It was pretty bleak. Pretty bleak as far as the shit goes, man. Who's in here? Psycho Pearl, so what's the best coffee brand? You know I'm going to say Dunkin'. You know I'm going to say Dunkin', buddy. You know I'm gonna say Dunkin' Donuts. Come on, bro. Franco said I'm tired as F. Franco, being tired is a good thing, okay? We've talked about this, man. Being tired is a great thing. I'm sure you're tired because you're working, okay? Here's the thing. Being tired shows that you're being productive, okay? It's a good thing to be tired. Because honestly, if you're not tired, you might feel like being tired sucks, but there's nothing worse than being bored. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure you're not bored at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Typical Darth Maul candle. Yeah. The worst that can happen to Pepe is it goes to zero. That's true. That's true, Wes. You can say that about anything, though. You know? Dunkin' sucks. Only Starbucks. Dion, I'm not a big Starbucks guy. You know, I'll drink Starbucks. It doesn't flow nicely to me. There's something with Starbucks coffee. When I just get like a regular coffee, there's something that just doesn't flow right with me. It's not smooth. I don't enjoy it, you know? And maybe that's because it's people will say it's real coffee, but like I don't enjoy it. So why am I gonna get it? You know? I'm not gonna say it's not good. I know a lot of people like Starbucks. That's why Starbucks is so freaking popular, because a lot of people like Starbucks. You know? Bro, I've worked every day for the last 2 weeks. Super tired. That's what I'm talking about, Drew, but you feel accomplished because you did that, right? If you weren't doing anything, you wouldn't feel accomplished, you know? There's no better feeling than feeling accomplished, like I did something. Every noob is calling for shorts right now, though. That is true. That is true. Like I said, if you're looking for a swing short, you know, like, it's tough right now. I would say it's tough right now. Because I agree with Bath. Like, the sentiment right now is dog shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see anyone really calling for higher prices. I see a lot of people calling for lower prices. And, like, I get why the people calling for lower prices are calling for lower prices. You know? But I totally agree. It seems like it's... I don't know. It seems like the market is definitely favoring shorts at the moment. And the sentiment is definitely short heavy. But I can see why they're doing that, right? It's an interesting time right now. It's definitely a confusing market because you have the Nasdaq looking like this, you have the S&P kind of looking like this, you know, and then you got the dollar, which is shooting up. It's at a local resistance, but like looks like it wants to eventually come back to the top of the range. To me, it's a good time if you're kind of just like wait it out. If you wanted to take along with like a validation lower, that's cool. For me, and I don't know, man. I've looked at this and I've looked, like I said, we looked at the past, and I've saw like the times we broke the bull market support band, like we said earlier. You typically either get an initial reaction back up higher, or you see at least a test of this again, right? We went through all the times. Typically, you don't just break through this and just slow bleed down, right? Unless it's a retest, right? You broke it, retested, then went lower. Or you just broke it and instantly capitulated. So I would say, like, if we're gonna capitulate, it would probably be like today or next week. If it's not, it's not looking like it's going to be one of these. Or like up here, May 2021, we broke it, instantly capitulated. That was the low. We consolidated for a few months, then we went higher. Or, you know, we can go to any of these times really. Like, you know, we can go back over here, instantly capitulated. That was the low. We came back up. So I guess the way I'm looking at it right now is I'm expecting, you know, typically you're either going to see the fast capitulation down from this point, or it's going to be where you squeeze the shorts to test the bull market support band. And then that's going to be the real test. I know it's kind of like it's going to go up or down, but in reality right now, it's an interesting time in the market, I would say. And that's why right now I'm like, Okay, if Bitcoin's going to show like a big fear capitulation point, I'm looking to buy that big fear capitulation. Other than that, as far as my Bitcoin holdings, I'm just kind of sitting on my hands on my Bitcoin holdings. You know, and that's really all you can do right now, I think. Look at the candle on Pulse Chain. Let's go look at Pulse Chain for my guy. Who said that? Gears. Let's go look at Pulse Chain for Gears, man. Is Pulse Chain still getting absolutely destroyed? Oh my God, it's pumping. Nice. Nice, man. I'm happy for that. You know, like, you know, Richard Hart. Am I the biggest fan of Richard Hart? No. But I kind of felt bad for all the Pulse Chain and Hexers, you know? I did. Let's see. Hex. How's Hex doing? Hex is still shit in the bed. But Pulse Chain is actually getting a nice little move up. Nice, man. I'm happy for him, bro. Hopefully they can at least get a little bit of exit liquidity. You know what I mean? Like, at least they hopefully can get a little exit liquidity out of that, you know? All right, let's, in the meantime, let me see. We need the big scare. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to look at where the market is right now. If you look at the fear and greed, we're at a 39. If we look at our fear and greed chart, you know, we haven't really came down to those like max fear levels that we've seen in the past couple dips. You know, we actually went lower than the June. In June, we only got fear of, can't even get to it. What is it? 40 or 41. So we've actually gone lower than that June dip. But we haven't seen anything like the March dip, you know, extreme fear, or back in FTX times, extreme fear. We don't need that, though. That's the thing. Like, we don't need fear like that. Sometimes it's nice. It makes it easier to be a little bit more confident when you see extreme fear. But anyways, all right. Let's look at just a few of the high cap alts. You know, like your AVAX. Let's see. Yeah. So you see AVAX is below the range. So now, like we've talked about this below the range here on AVAX. You know, now it's starting to look a little bit like, you know, what Wyckoff usually looks like. Right? Look at AVAX. This is kind of what we've been waiting for in some of these L1s. See AVAX here? Breaking the range, smacking the range low. Okay? You're smacking that shit. Now, is this enough of a smack? If it starts coming back up, does it have enough strength to get back into the range and hold? If it does, boom. Here's where we get an entry. You know, might take a little bit, but here's where we get the entry. And then obviously you got your 1 hit, your 2 hits, your 3 hits, bada bing, bada boom. We can start playing this back up eventually, right? Not right now. I like to wait till you get back into the range, because right here you're kind of catching a falling knife. Catching the falling knife is on the altcoin market is a very dangerous game. Very dangerous game. Especially if you're going like lump sum. Like I'm going all in right here on AVAX. If you're DCAing, okay. But like if you're going lump sum, I'm going all in, bro. If it goes lower, I'm screw it, you know? But it's a dangerous game right there. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. AVAX looks bullish. Yeah, I mean, this is the structure you like to see right here. So that's AVAX. Another one was, let's see, what was it? Near. Right? See Near? It's kind of done what you want it to do. You got, I mean, it's not the same structure, but you basically got 1 hit to the low, boom. 2nd hit to the low, retrace, boom. 3rd hit to the low, boom. There you go. You got that 3rd hit to the low, massive wick back below. We're trying to hold right here. I'd like to see a little bit strength from BTC come in, but we're trying to hold right here. If we go to like the 5-day, yeah, we got a little bullish divergence going on, man. You see the little bullish divergence popping up, where you got a little bit of lower low, and you got a little bit a higher low on the 5-day. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of stuff you want to see. So if we kind of hold here, that all of a sudden is not looking too shabby. It's not looking too shabby all of a sudden. Once again, I like to see a little bit of strength from BTC come in, but that ain't looking too shabby. What's another one? Freaking. I'm just kind of going through, like I said, I'm just going through some of these guys. Chainlink looks like it's coming back to the range low, right? I would love if Chainlink came into the white box again. I'd love to add some Chainlink in this white box. Looks like it's going to do it. Looks like it wants to do it. Another 10% lower. Sign me up for another 10% lower on Chainlink. Get it back at the bottom of the range. That would be beautiful. Even if it wanted to go lower than that. Shit, if you wanted to break this low, oh man, that would be brutal. Let's see. That voice is what I imagine Pepe to sound like. Facts. Pepe the Frog. Yeah, man. That's what he is. Link the slink, man. Link the slink. I love how Bath and Wes are fighting each other in the chat. Wes says Pepe sucks. Bath says Wes not gonna make it. Listen, man, we've always said this. There's a curve. What's the curve? This is the curve, okay? This is where all the I'm smart people go in. Actually, yeah, this is where all the actually, no, it's the opposite. My bad. I gotta redraw the curve. Hold up. I gotta redraw the curve, guys. It's like this. Yeah, like this. Here we go. This is I'm so smart. That's where all those people go. Okay? I'm so smart. I'm going to do all this crazy research on these alts. You know what I mean? I'm going to look for the best fundamentals on the altcoins, use cases. You got these peeps. These peeps usually ain't going to make it. And then you got the peeps who simply just say, you know what? I'm going to be a BTC and ETH maxi. Right? Those people usually do pretty good. BTC and ETH maxi. These people usually do pretty good and make it. Right? They ain't trying to smart anyone. They're just buying the high cap blue chips that do very, very well. Right? And then you got all the way on the other side. You got the right curve people who are kind of crazy in a way. Right? They're kind of crazy in a way. They just basically buy shit off of what's hyped. Right? Not what's hyped, I guess. I guess the better way to put it is, you know, basically super risky, right? Balls to the wall people, right? Like buying Pepe and shit like that. Or buying new cryptos with no charts. Right? Basically, yeah, this is kind of your curve here, you know? Anyways, let's get rid of this. Aim so smart. There we go. G Money said, can we get the pump song for Omi, please? Pump song for Omi? No way is anything. No way you got a pump on anything right now. Let me see.
Can we get the pump song for Omi, please?
Let me see. Oh, man. Nice, man. Yeah, we get a pump song on this. Holy shit. This seems like an anomaly at the moment. You're getting a pump. Nice, man. That is awesome, dude. That's actually a pretty good one, too. You're actually getting a nice... Yeah, man, look at that. Look at that, man. Now, don't be buying this now. You know what I mean? Like, let's do a little... Don't be buying this now. This is typically where you're going to get all the peeps coming into the market. I bet if we did... I bet if we did a little bit of fib, let's do a little fib. Let's do a little fib. Oh, look at that. You're coming right into the golden pocket. I can always tell when something's getting to the golden pocket or 702. It's always when you're like so tempted, you're like, oh, it's going to go test this high. You know what I mean? But yeah, you're right in the golden pocket, right in the 702. This is when you probably start taking a little bit of profits off the board. If you got this at the lows, you get a nice 2x. Take a little profit off the board, especially in this type of market where you're just the super low liquidity altcoin market. The rallies haven't lasted. Let's just be real. It's a good time to take profits, right? At the 618. Look at the 3-day RSI. That shit is shot. You know what I mean? But hey, that's a nice move, bro. That's a nice move, man. The DXY sending, yeah, the DXY, it's pulling back a little bit actually from earlier today. Nothing crazy. S&P is actually getting a decent bounce, actually. Decent bounce on the S&P here. That's a good sign. Bitcoin's still just holding out. Not doing anything crazy. Oh, man. It's Friday, fellas. Cheers to the freaking weekend, fellas. Cheers to the freaking weekend. Nabil said too many coins exist. Liquidity can't go into everything. Facts. I think that's another problem that we somehow are going to have to come with, right? And can anyone help me with this? Because I've said this time and time again too. There's too many altcoins now, and I've always said this. Like, obviously, when there's the money printing times, you're going to have. I think most things are going to go up in price. But for me, like, if you want to see the whole crypto market do what it did in 2021, there's too many alts now. So I think it's almost, and I guess I think it's almost going to be, right? The next bull is not going to be as easy as it was in 2021, where everything just went to the moon. You know, I think you're going to have to play narratives a little bit more. Right? There's too many alts that need liquidity. Like, how are they all going to pump? I think it's going to be playing narratives a little bit more, playing hype a little bit more, right? It's going to be a little bit different, I think, this next time. What I mean by different is not, I think everything will go up in price, but if you're going to be looking for that one that you want, that 50x, right? I don't think, like, it's going to be where everything's pulling a 50x. It's almost like not impossible, but it almost seems impossible for that to happen, you know? Drew said BTC would be at 100K if there wasn't so many shit alts sucking liquidity. Oh, I agree, Drew. I agree, man. And I don't know what it will take for something's going to have to give at some point in this market. Like, people can't just keep creating altcoins and then there be liquidity for all of them. It just doesn't make any sense. At some point, there's going to have to be some type of, like, thing that happens that gets the liquidity all into certain coins, you know? Something's going to have to happen, because how are you going to have all these altcoins with 100 million plus market caps all pull 20x's? It just doesn't seem feasible. So something's going to happen to have to combine, like, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Consolidate liquidity almost, you know? Motoshi said, you're forgetting about the ETFs, trillions of dollars coming in. Yeah, trillions. Trillions is a lot, man. Listen, I think the ETF is awesome. But you got to remember that's just for Bitcoin, though. You know, that's not for the altcoin market. And I think that's another thing that people forget, is like the ETF is for Bitcoin. It's a Bitcoin ETF, not a crypto ETF. Right? So all the people that are going to be buying that Bitcoin, it's gonna be BlackRock or whoever gets approved having to buy Bitcoin, not crypto. There's a difference. There's a big difference, I think. Let's see. So many zombie tokens in the top 100. Yeah, there is. Anyways, Bitcoin's still just chilling, guys. Stocks seem to be kind of just finding a little bit of an equilibrium here. DXY seems to just be kind of finding a little equilibrium. But that's really it. That's it today, fellas. I need a nice second coffee today. We need a second coffee today, guys. When Pepe ETF, imagine. Pepe became the currency of the world through an ETF. That would be fantastic. Oh, man, that would be absolutely phenomenal. Please, Gary, kill off these meme coins. Nah, the meme coins aren't the problem. I don't even think the meme coins are the problem. I think it's all these cryptos that do the same thing. They just slap a different name on them, you know? But I guess that's the world, right? The world is kind of like that, right? Think about restaurants. There's a million freaking restaurants. that do the same thing. They just slap a different name on their restaurant, you know? You could say about anything. Huh?
It's everything.
It's everything, yeah. Yeah.
Cars.
Brett said, wait, I lost my membership? Yeah, I personally canceled your membership, Brett. Because I don't like you. No, I'm just kidding.
Rant alert.
I'm just kidding, Brett. I would never do that, buddy. But I guess you did. Trying to see what you guys are saying in the chat. The zombie market. It is kind of a zombie market right now. It definitely is. But this is typically what you see at this time in the market, right? We've compared Bitcoin to where it was in the previous cycles. If you look at where Bitcoin is, right, and this is, I just basically took the price of Bitcoin where it was at the time of the halving on both of these cycles of where the expected halving is on this cycle. If you look at where Bitcoin is exactly where it should be, right? Despite the shit show of the world at the moment, Bitcoin's exactly where it should be at this point, you know? So it's not doing anything different. And at this point in the cycle, it's typically a boring zombie market, like you said. There's typically nothing going on. So like if you're feeling like this time is different and it seems like there's no liquidity in the market, that's exactly how it was in 2019 as well. After that first run up in 2019, this area right here doesn't seem like it. Because obviously you're going to have bigger moves because the market caps were lower. So it's easier to move the price. But like this time in the market right here, right? Obviously you had the COVID crash. But right here, this market right here was so effing boring. Other than the COVID crash. Obviously the COVID crash, you had some some fear, and then a little bit of a move up. But then after that, it was boring. This point was so effing boring, bro. You know what I mean? It's the same shit you're going through now. It's... Oh my god, it's a loud truck. Jesus Christ, man. But yeah, I mean, it's the same shit you're going through now. You're in this point in the cycle where it's boring as shit. Even over here. Like I said, I wasn't personally in the market over here, but this point right here doesn't look boring. But this was like 8 months, I think. October... Yeah, the shit was like 8 months of nothing. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like it just because when you look back, it's like, it looks like an uptrend. But it was boring as shit, man. I bet this point was boring as shit. You're just going through the same boring shit you typically go through at this point of the cycle, right? It's not doing anything different. Garbage truck picking up dead homeless people. What the hell is going on in here? It's lunchtime. It is lunchtime, Andrew. Thank you for coming in, bro. Wes said I'm super stupid. Wes, you're not stupid, man. You're not stupid. You're a smart guy, man. G Money said, can we get the pump song? Where did the pump song for Omi? Appreciate the super chats, guys. But yeah, Wes, you're not stupid, man. You're awesome. You're awesome, man. You just might want to have a little bag of Pepe. That's all. Just a small bag, right? I mean, throw $10 in there, man. What's $10? You know? Don't go to lunch one day or something, you know? All right. All right, yeah. That's what we got. I just gotta talk. Chainlink number 3 coin. Listen. I could talk about Chainlink all day. Chainlink. I don't want to talk about fundamentals right now. I really don't. Let's see. Jupiter being removed from Coinbase equals final death. Be careful, there's a Pepe truck. Oh my god! Is West trolling Bath? Oh my god, we got an argument in the chat. Being removed from Coinbase equals final death. No, man. I actually think that what I've noticed is a lot of the coins that aren't on exchanges, centralized exchanges, actually are doing better. A lot of the on-chain, and this one just got absolutely, this one just got kerplunked. You know what I mean? Just to say it nicely. Holy shit. Oh my god. But yeah, this one just got absolutely peppered, man. Holy shit. But during this phase, typically the on-chain coins have done better. So the ones that aren't on centralized exchanges tend to do better. But I mean, this one looks like it's shit the bed. So let's go to the daily on this. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, now you're gonna need this to show some strength, get back above this low for me to be any type of confident. Down here, you're just in now you're in no man's land. Now you got nothing over here. You got no type of bull. I don't really see any bullish diversions that gets me hyped. Yeah, there's no bullish div. Doesn't get me too hyped. I don't know. I don't see anything I like on this chart. I see. On this one, I see death. You know what I mean? It's been straight down since April. This one looks like death. It doesn't look like there's no liquidity on this thing. Now, bonk. You got Doge bonked. Doge bonked down to the downside. So we'll see. Anderson said that bitch dead. Yeah, I was trying to say it nicely. But yeah, that shit looks dead. Oh man. But like the thing is, and I know it sucks like if some of these die, but like some of these coins that no one ever talks about anymore, you're gonna see a lot of these just like die. You know, but that adds to like the liquidity going into other stuff eventually, right? So it's never fun when if it's yours, right? But sometimes that shit happens, man. That's crypto for you. With bigger gains comes more risk. People forget that too. It's like people want the big gains, but don't understand that crypto is very volatile. And it's not easy, right? It's going to play with your emotions. It's going to get you down a lot of the time. You're probably going to lose like 10 times before you actually win. That's just how this market works. That chart looks like shit. I love it, Drew. I love it. Just it's the blatant honesty. Yeah, that one's done so. The best short would have been like, dude, you take out this trend line, you back test, bonk. I wasn't looking at it though. KDA, any good? Oh man, KDA. I haven't looked at KDA in a long time. Let's look at KDA. Don't Rage at Me said when. Shout out to Don't Rage at Me, man. When, just look at this chart. I think this gives us a good time frame. And I said this the other day. In my opinion, right, unless something crazy happens, until the halving, okay, I would just be expecting Bitcoin to be in between the 40Ks and, I mean, maybe the range low of the previous range, right? 20K-ish. I would expect Bitcoin between now and the halving to just stay in here. You know what I mean? Unless, obviously, like, you get a black swan like COVID. Obviously, you know, like, I would expect it to be, like, in here, right? Maybe you get a white swan. Maybe it's the BlackRock ETF, and you get a big pump up to, like, 40K or something. Certainly could happen. Maybe you get a black swan event. Economy starts shitting the bed. You get a COVID-like dump, right? Those are obviously, like, white swans and black swans. You can't really predict those. You're kind of just waiting those out. If you take those out of the equation, you're probably just going to see price stay in between 20 and 40K until the halving. If we're just being realistic, right? Because during these very volatile times, you're going to see people calling for all-time highs this year. That ain't going to happen. You're going to see people calling for 10K this year. That ain't going to happen, right? You're probably just going to be somewhere in between. You know what I mean? You're probably just going to end up staying in here before the halving. Because that's typically what you've done at this point in the cycle, right? You kind of just, sometimes you go up into the halving, sometimes you go down into the halving. But if we're just being realistic, you probably just stay in here. That's not the exciting thing to say. Everyone wants to hear either death or heaven. You know what I mean? It's probably not going to be either one. Which is, you know, once you come into like just understand that that's probably what's the most likely thing, you just kind of come at peace. You know, you're at peace with it. It is what it is. Kryptonio said black swans are the best. Yeah. Freaking Gray's cake was pushed back again. Yeah, Franco, that's getting annoying, man. I wait every Tuesday and Friday for this shit. And Grayscale just gets pushed back. The SEC is doing this on purpose. You know why I think they're pushing it back? Well, actually, what do we have next week? Next week, I believe. When's September 2nd, guys? I'm on my phone. When's September 2nd? September 2nd, I believe, is next Friday? I believe, if I'm doing my math correctly here. I believe that's the BlackRock, the first BlackRock ETF deadline. You know, if we want to put a tinfoil hat on, are they the tinfoil hat would tell me that they settle with the SEC. Well, basically, they win the case against the SEC on next Friday, and when they win that case, the BlackRock ETF gets approved. That's like the tinfoil hat. You know, that's like the hopium case. Just know that's the hopium case. I think that's Saturday. Shit, man. Obviously, the bear case, they get denied. Like, they lose the case against the SEC. BlackRock ETF gets pushed into next year. That's the bear scenario. Either one of them are possible. Who knows? That's like trying to predict what the weather is going to be 3 weeks from now. The weather people have no idea. They guess. You ever realize that the weather people suck at predicting the weather? Suck at it. Horrible. They never know what the weather is going to be. Brutal. 2040 is going to be a pain in the ass. Yeah. Oh yeah, Brian, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. I think that the halving is. I almost think the halving's a self-fulfilled prophecy, right? And I think that the most interesting thing about the Bitcoin halving is we've never seen a Bitcoin halving where the stock market wasn't bullish, you know. My question would be, and you know, if you believe the world's pre-programmed, it's a different story. I kind of do. But my question would be, how would Bitcoin behave during a halving if the S&P was going down? Right? And my guess would be that Bitcoin actually wouldn't go up if the S&P was going down. I think the Bitcoin would just follow the stock market. Right? But also, I believe the world is programmed. So I believe next year is the election year. I believe that stocks will do well next year because it's already planned. You know what I mean? It's already planned. But if I didn't believe it was pre-programmed, how would Bitcoin behave in a halving year where the S&P shit the bed? We don't know. Maybe we'll find out next year. Maybe we'll find out. Let's see. View an ETH BTC, please. Bullish divergence on the weekly. ETH BTC? Yeah, I like that chart, man. I like this on the big time frames. Where it eventually, like we've been talking about this, like it's a big falling wedge. Eventually this is going to break to the upside. It's just a matter of where, like when. Hold on, let me get rid of all this shit. There we go. All right, retrace to the 702, falling wedge, right? Obviously it's not 100% it breaks, but it breaks up 69% of the time. So eventually I think this is going to break to the upside. And my thinking is if ETH BTC breaks to the upside, how can I think that that's going to mean that the market goes down? You know, and I have a hard time thinking that if ETH BTC breaks this wedge to the upside, that you'll see crypto prices in USD terms go down. Because I haven't really seen a market like that. Where, I mean, actually, to be fair, the FTX crash, actually, ETH BTC went up and the market went down. But that's besides the point, right? Bigger time scale. I can't see this go up eventually, right? and USD go like ETH USD go down. This doesn't make any sense to me. So we'll see, right? We shall see. We shall see. But I am relatively bullish. Not short term. I think short term you could still dribble. But eventually I think this breaks up. So more macro bullish on ETH BTC, in my opinion. Lay off the Kool-Aid, Wayne. And Wayne, I mean, that could totally be true, Wayne. It just, I would like to see a Bitcoin halving where the S&P went, where the stocks were going down. I would like to see it. And then we could put this, and if Bitcoin went down when the S&P was going down during the halving, we could put the whole halving theory to rest. I would like to see it. I would like to see it, man. But we'll see. Anyways, guys, you know what that means when I say anyways, guys. Bitcoin seems to just be going to be consolidating here again, 25. We're back to this crab market. Even Jackson Hole couldn't do anything to Bitcoin, at least initially. We'll see what happens later on. Looks like the dollar is still up. Anything else really crazy going on? Not really. Not really. Seems stocks are kind of just holding out here. We'll see what happens, but I think my problem is the daily looks kind of a little shady on like the S&P and the NASDAQ. They look head and shouldersy to me. So we'll see what happens with those. But other than that, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Let's just kind of, I mean, we're kind of letting the dust settle here on Bitcoin. I think that's what we need to do at the moment. And I think stocks, this next move, will show a lot what we can expect for Bitcoin, obviously. Because if they start breaking these to the downside, then obviously we probably should be expecting Bitcoin at least come and tap this low again. And that's what will get interesting. All right, so I'm out of here. Peace out. And as always, guys, don't pay XRP crypto, must have crypto back on the don't pay XRP crypto to BlackRock. Especially on capitulation events. Okay? Especially on capitulation events. I'm out of here. Later. Scorpio, Blaze, Wayne, Infinity, Hamilton, Bath, Hamilton. It's the same themes. Magdi, Wayne. Oh, man. This market's getting super, super quiet, fellas. Appreciate you, homies. Later.